Hey, it's Alan from YourWeddingHub.com. Thank you for joining me. Today I want to talk about a very important topic when it comes to your ceremony. And you know that that's my big thing because I'm a minister that have done thousands of weddings over the last number of years. But the thing that I want to talk to you about today is the length of your wedding ceremony. And people have got a lot of different ideas about what's appropriate and what's not. And I'll tell you this, that there's kind of two extremes that I've seen. I've done both of them. I've sat in weddings where both happened. Number one is where it's too long and all of a sudden the guests start checking out the architecture. They're looking around for cobwebs. That's not what you want, brides and grooms. That's just too long. If I'm talking to marriage officiants today, you know that you don't want that happening. And so keep that in mind, brides and grooms, when you're planning the ceremony. You may have dreamed about all these different things and those 16 cousins that you want each doing a reading, but it's just too much. And so too long and losing the couple, the guests is not good. You want the wedding ceremony to be engaging for your guests as much as it is for the two of you. I never will forget, and I think I might have even told this story on a previous video, but I was meeting with a couple. The bride was being married for the second time. And she told me as we're sitting in the restaurant planning the wedding ceremony, she said, "Oh, I'll never forget my first wedding. I was standing there at the altar thinking to myself, I wish this priest would shut up." Now, I never will forget that. I thought, what a terrible memory that is of your wedding ceremony. And so I made a mental note to myself, I don't ever want that to be the case. I've got to tell you though, on the other side of it, you don't want it to be too short. I get couples all the time that say, "Alan, we want short, sweet, simple." And I say, you know what, you don't want it too short because if guests are coming up to you in the receiving line saying, "Holy smokes, you guys had the economy version, what was that?" You don't want that either. What you really need to be aiming for is where time is not on people's minds. It's just not even an issue. And I'll tell you, there's a real sweet spot to accomplish that, and it's somewhere in the range of 20, 22 minutes. 25 is kind of pushing it. I got to tell you. Now, I know that there are some of you that are thinking, wow, that's just too short. If you're coming from a Catholic point of view, for example, and you're thinking the whole Mass, yeah, it's not going to happen in 20, 25 minutes. But for your typical wedding ceremony that most of you are going to have and want, you want it to be in that 20, 25 minute range. No more than 25. So there are some things that you need to do, and that's sit down with your wedding officiant, plan it out. You may need to do some cutting and pasting. Some of those readings, you could have someone do them at the reception. But again, I promise you, the length of the ceremony is something that you really want to give serious thought to. So hopefully that helps you. Remember, we want you to come back. Don't forget that Friday is the wedding story of the week. Got a great one coming up this week. And like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and we'll see you back tomorrow on YourWeddingHub.com.